What's up, everyone? It's Coach Austin here, coming to you from Hyper Strength and Conditioning with their Nerd Out and Workout podcast, Nerd Out and Workout podcast, with a new episode with now newly pronounced co-owner of the gym. I was like supposed to say something else, but that's like, oh, whatever. Kilo.
I'm the platinum member, Duchess.
Yelp Black Elite. But Kilo, last time she was on this, on the podcast, she was talking about how she couldn't peel a boiled egg, and
I still can't do it, guys.
and about her client, who we codenamed Crazy Beyonce, who she figured out who she was when she listened to that recent episode. But in those events, after those events, we were already in the transition process of actually bringing her on as a new co-owner / GM of the gym. So congratulations. This is a great lifetime achievement for you, career achievement. So I'm very excited to have her on board with us, making stuff happen and creating more episodes for you guys. So today, do you want to say anything? I'm sorry.
I'm so happy.
I'm so happy.
Me loves to own.
Me loves to own. So obviously you can tell we're trying something new. Not really totally new, but we are now recording. This is our second official recording episode of a podcast. The last one was with Jed Goebel for Questlog. Check him out. And today what we're going to be talking about is women and lifting and how that whole trend is growing, and it's great and it's awesome. And how does that affect
women?
Women's body, women. I mean, yeah. And then we're gonna go into like some. You want to talk about martial arts? I don't know where we're gonna go with that, but stay tuned. We don't know where we're gonna go because both her and I, we do definitely have a lot of background in martial arts. It just got dimmer.
It got hella dark just now. I was like, what happened?
Independence Day.
It's getting brighter again.
Now it's getting brighter. Oh, look at that. Illumination. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go dive into the martial arts stuff and then probably go into some random tangents.
Probably.
But don't forget to subscribe to us, whatever podcast player you're doing. Rate us, review us. We are 11 days. Are we 11 days in? We're 11 days since we launched. We have 8 episodes up. Watch all the things. We have an episode about Triforce. We have an episode about how Dragonball Z is compared to My Hero Academia, Boku no Hero. So, listen to all the things. Rate us, review us. We're a brand new podcast, and we're just trying to grow and spread the nerd out and workout culture with all you guys. So, without further ado, were you gonna try that thing?
Yeah.
Go try it.
Okay. So, are we naming stuff on here?
No, we're not promoting. I'm just
okay.
Well,
so,
we still work with Raw ASF. They're a vegan super cafe, vegan superfoods, and they're in Milpitas. No, they did not pay us to promote them, but they gave us a lot of product to try, and this one is
sparkling coconut water with pineapple. So I don't drink sparkling water or coconut water at all.
You just don't drink liquid. I
this
hydrate
pineapple
through
shit is
breathing air
really
molecule.
intriguing to me, but that's about it. Other than that, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to try it. There's terrible macros on this thing, but I just
What's terrible macros like?
What's
a macro?
A macronutrient is a really, 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 really big nutrient.
It's huge, totally
so
huge.
Big.
It's big.
So
it's the
big.
biggest thing you've ever seen.
Oh my god. Okay, this is supposed to be hydrating, replenishing, and refreshing. It looks like.
But what's a bad macro?
Pineapple juice.
You didn't even go into detail.
Oh, why this is bad?
Yeah.
Okay, so for this can, there are 20 grams of sugar in this thing.
Ooh, that's a lot of. That's good.
This is a lot of sugar.
That's good sugar.
There's
anything over 20 grams of sugar, count me in.
Yeah, hell yeah,
All the sugar.
Yes.
It's great.
Fantastic. There are 80 milligrams of sodium, which isn't terrible.
Fine.
This whole can is pretty. It's a little less than 100 calories, but
20 grams of that is
sugar. 20, so I'm gonna drink 20 grams of sugar for you guys. It's the hazing I'm going through is the new code.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of things you're making her do. You guys don't even know.
They made me put like a stack of plates on my head. You know how people would walk with like books on their head for good posture? They made me walk with plates on my head. And then I had to like jump rope on one foot.
Couldn't drop the plate.
Couldn't drop the plate. I'm still recovering from that.
Drink it.
Send help.
Drink it. That was a sip. Drink it. Drink it. You gotta drink it. You gotta just the tannins. You gotta drink the tannins and flavonoids. Oh, that's delicious, guys. That is delicious.
It's so good. Oh my god.
Pineapple and coconut water. Fun fact: coconut water was used in the Vietnam War as an IV drip because it's a natural form of hydration and electrolytes. So is water, but I mean, it had electrolytes and all that stuff. So that was fun.
It's not bad. I think it tastes more like pineapple than it does like coconut. It was pretty good.
Pineapplenut. Pineapplenut.
I can't drink it anymore. Sorry. I'm not gonna drink it.
So, you know what I came across? Everyone knows that this whole 10-year challenge thing. It's not even a challenge, you guys. Come on, what kind of challenge is that? I recently put one up of like me when I was a kid, and then like now, and it's like, oh my god, the whole 10 years has aged me so much. So, yeah, I mean, everyone's doing it. It's fun. It's great. But one post I actually saw, I think it was from a gym in Fremont, but the person who posted it was like, 10 years ago you could barely see a woman in a gym working on lifting heavy weight, but now it's like every woman is trying to get their Amazonian on. They're trying to become the next Wonder Woman. I don't know that song.
We have good acoustics in here.
But yeah, they're talking about how a lot of women now, 10 years later, instead of started being cardio bunnies, they want to lift some heavy ass weight. They want to build their ass. They want to build their legs. They want to build a strong image of themselves, and I fucking love it. It's great. I mean, a majority of new prospects here are women who want to get stronger. So, Keela, what are your thoughts coming from, what were you doing before powerlifting? Because we all know you did powerlifting, and if you guys don't know, she was really big in the powerlifting scene, up and coming and all that fun stuff. But what were you doing before?
I was actually doing a little bit of bodybuilding before.
Bodybuilding?
I was training to compete in a show where you have to smile and hold the poses and have a spray tan and stuff like that. And I don't knock anybody for doing what they want to do. If that's your passion, if that's really what you want to do.
It's a discipline. I fucking
yeah,
love it.
yeah. Like I don't think I could have made it all the way. Like I was just training for it. I was doing my meal prep thing, and the shit that I was eating was definitely different from what I'm eating now.
What was it? What did you have to eat to really get shredded?
Stupid fucking chicken breast and broccoli. And
what kind of chicken breast? Like broiled, boiled?
Free range, non-GMO, gluten-free, fat-free chicken breasts. No, yeah, I baked them. I baked my chicken breast.
No sauce? Nothing? Not even those little pepper things that they always talk about?
It was that Mrs. Dash, no salt stuff. Oh, yeah, a little bit of pepper, some paprika, and that's pretty much it.
And what did you do to get, other than the eating, how many times did you eat a day?
I had 7 meals a day. 7 small meals a day.
So you had a coach with you?
So there was, okay, I'm not going to say the name, but there was a supplement shop out there that was giving away meal plans. And so it's basically you kind of told them what your goal was. And
everyone has a supplement store now, so it's yeah, this is going to be hard to figure out.
They would give away free meal plans. And so I was on a meal plan, not even knowing just basic shit about nutrition, or I just handed this person over my body. I was like, here is
my body.
Whatever you think this body needs.
Whatever you want to do with it.
Do it.
Do it.
And so I told them my goals for weight and shit like that. And I was I had an alarm go off every time where it was okay, you got to eat this meal now. I got to eat this meal now. And even if I didn't want to eat it, or if I just wasn't craving it or whatever it was, you just you stick to the plan. So
stick to the plan.
Yeah, and then I was doing a shitload of cardio. I was on like an
What
elliptical.
kind of cardio? Like what were you doing?
I was on an elliptical, Stairmaster.
How many times a day?
Treadmill. Not really times a day. It was more just I would be at the gym for a very long time. I would cardio, some like circuit training with weights, and then cardio again.
Would you watch anime while you're on, or like Marvel or DC movies? What would you watch?
If I didn't want to stare at the screen, then I would watch anime. Just because if you watch it in
Naruto.
Yeah.
Because there's so many episodes. You guys don't understand. If you're gonna go to the gym and do some cardio and you're into like Naruto and anime or whatever, yeah, watch Naruto because like it has a ton of episodes. You could just binge watch that shit and you'll get caught up. If you do and if you're going like for an hour, oh my god.
And like sometimes, so animes have filler episodes where it doesn't really have anything to like progress the story. It's more just
watch the filler episodes.
Yeah, it's fluff kind of thing.
It helps.
Sometimes it does, but I get angry with them. I tend to skip them a lot. I used to look at the forums to see which ones were filler episodes, so I didn't have to watch.
That's actually pretty smart.
Yeah. So, anyways, but yeah, if you watch it in you don't understand Japanese, you have to actually read the subtitles, so you're more fixed on watching and reading versus what you're actually doing. So if I was gonna
watch subbed,
yeah,
not dubbed. Come on, guys. Jesse was on the previous episode. He was like, I don't watch anything subbed. I have to watch it dubbed.
Yeah, dude, I cannot handle the American Naruto. He's so annoying. He's like, oh, believe it. I can't. Nope.
He just hung up everyone. There's always someone who sounds like this. Like they're thinking of shit.
A lot of back pain.
But
yeah, it's just because it was repetitive, redundant, that you're just like on a Stairmaster for like 45 minutes, an hour, and you just got to take your mind off of it. So like what I was doing before, it wasn't incredibly fun. Plus I was drinking a lot of supplements. Like I had like
drinking supplements or taking supplements, like eating supplements or drinking it.
You guys are gonna have to talk to me in person about that. No, I'm just kidding. I was drinking a lot of supplements. Like I was like
I was injecting the supplement in my mouth
I was just
and
mainlining them to get crazy.
Vitamin shots.
I used to always go and get like free samples and try a bunch of different stuff, and I would like make my own cocktails of pre-workout. So when I would get like 3 different samples of pre-workout, I would just mix them together. Wow. So I take like 3 scoops at a time.
Wow.
And it was crazy because I don't remember getting a lot of sleep when I was training like that. Just because.
So barely any sleep.
Yeah, because my sleep schedule was fucked up because I was taking a lot of pre-workout. And so if I did do like a double day, then I was taking a pre-workout before and after. Before each workout.
That's so much caffeine.
Yeah, it was stupid.
I'm a caffeine addict. I just drink like 2 cups. I drink a lot of coffee, and I'm drinking this yerba mate given to me by my client, Tim, because he actually might be on the podcast. He's a VP for PayPal, and he's really big into this stuff. And I started drinking this, and I literally went to the bathroom like 6 times before we started recording this episode because McKinney was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I need to go." And she's like, "What the fuck, bro?" Like, but I feel 5 pounds lighter. But anyways.
But yeah, so that was just. I don't know. It was fun because it was something to do, and now I'm glad I don't do it anymore. So basically, how I transitioned into powerlifting was, I was on Chris Gethin's 12-week workout stuff on like bodybuilding.com.
Who's Chris Gethin?
Oh my God, Chris Gethin.
Sorry, I'm out of the loop. I am not really into the bodybuilding.
He has stuff, really good like free programs on bodybuilding.com. I mean, there's a couple other trainers that are a little bit more known that have different programs on there, but I was specifically on his, and I think I went through like two rounds of it or something like that. But yeah, and then I think there was one day where you had to deadlift, and I had never deadlifted before. And so I tried it, and I was like, whoa. It was life-changing. And then the more I started learning about deadlifting, the more I started getting into powerlifting. And I was like, man, fuck this shit. Like, I'm going to powerlift all day. Because it just felt really good to, like, pick up weights off the floor. And I think that's starting to be a really, like, empowering thought for for females in general is, you know, when you're benching, you're like literally pressing weight off of your chest. So you're getting it off your chest. When you're squatting and you're standing up from your squat, you refuse to stay down. Nothing can keep you. Nothing can keep you down.
These analogies.
And then when you're picking a weight off the floor, I mean, just like, I mean, as a woman, you're like, fuck, I could pick up 400 pounds off the floor, you know. So it's like you're just ripping something. You're ripping something off the floor.
That's crazy. Getting things off your chest, standing up for yourself, and ripping shit off the floor. That is awesome. I love those analogies. We're gonna start saying that a lot when we coach the women. Get that shit off your chest.
Yeah,
fuck this bitch. Whoa, and I'm like, okay, do it. Yeah. Please don't throw the barbells off your chest.
I actually do use those cues a lot now that I'm coaching it, and I mean, it works well for men and women, but I think women especially, I like using these terms that, you know, make them feel a little bit stronger when they are moving.
That's good.
So that's
really good. Actually.
So it's
analogies.
something better to think about other than like, oh God, I have to squat and stand up. It's like, no, you have this weight on your back. Refuse to stay down. Like, get your ass up.
Refuse to stay down. Stand the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all about power life.
That's why this podcast is explicit. I'm not gonna look for any sponsors.
I'm so fucking sorry.
No. That's fine. I'm not looking for any sponsors anytime soon. But I mean, we're always open. But I love it. That's great. So you started doing deadlifts, and that's what kind of opened your eyes.
Oh my God, it's such a big aha moment. Yeah.
Do you think other women have that kind of same experience? Like, again, you were going into cardio, you were doing all this, you were changing your figure. You were totally into just body composition change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, when you just started deadlifting and lifting some heavy ass shit, what kind of was like that trigger moment of like, oh fuck, this is more important. Like, I want to be fucking strong.
Well, so when I started getting into powerlifting, I was just doing it at like a commercial gym, and so happened to meet some world record holding powerlifters at the time.
Who were they?
This is where I first met Keith Kanemoto.
Kanemoto!
It was training at 24 Hour Fitness.
Shout out to Keith Kanemoto, Essential Strength, Team Kanemoto. I need to get a shirt.
Oh yeah, I know. I should wear mine next time. But yeah, it was just kind of like, oh yeah, what are you doing right now? Bodybuilding? No. Oh, you want to powerlift? You know why? Because
where did you meet him at?
You just eat and lift at the Parkmore 24 Hour Fitness. That used to be the place. That used to be the
Parkmore
fucking
was the
place back then. Like,
yeah.
if you were a powerlifter back in that day, you
would
go to fucking Parkmore, and if you went there Monday mornings at 9 a.m., you'd most likely see Keith and Rich and Sal, but mostly Keith.
Rich and Sal, were they the white dudes or something? Like, who were? No.
Sal was white-ish. Rich.
What was that supposed to mean? Well, that's funny because I met Keith. If you guys don't know Keith Kanemoto, just a well-respected. That's an understated thing, but he's a well-respected.
Just to put things into perspective,
lifter,
he just turned 60 like a couple days ago, and he squatted 600 pounds for 2 reps for his 60th birthday.
Yeah, so he's very well respected in our community. Mm-hmm. When I started training in 2006, like my training career, like I was fresh in college, and I was working at the Right Stuff Health Club in Campbell, and and I was one of the newest trainers there. And I remember it sounds cliche, but no joke. It was at the weight room. There was this corner. We only had one squat rack, and the squat rack was always taken up by these group of dudes. Like 4 of them with chalk and belts, and they had these wraps around their knees and wrists. And I was like, what are they doing over there? And I was like, fuck, man, I was all young. And I was like, oh, hey guys, what are you guys doing here?
Hey guys, can I join you?
And then Keith was like, oh, let me show you what's going on here. It's called powerlifting. And these guys were these guys were definitely older than me, way older, but like they were killing weight. They were killing weight. What?
You said deadly older.
No, I said definitely old. Not definitely, not deadly old. Definitely older than I. Yeah. I remember Keith telling me, like, he's like, yeah, man. He's like, I got into the sport because I wanted to stay away from injury. But then,
dude, but it's true. Like,
he goes, and then going into the sport, I see all the older guys, older than me, and then I see them going hip replacement, and I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, oh, shit. But like, he kind of opened, but he introduced me to that world of powerlifting too, and I just remember him for that. And he was always so welcoming, and opening. That's cool that you met him too. That's crazy. Like, yeah. So.
Like, Rich, who is another world record holder. He's like so small and compact. It's funny because you wouldn't think that he is, but he's definitely the loudmouth. Like he's the potty mouth. And I mean, Keith has a potty mouth too, but compared to
Keith does not believe in deloading.
No. Keith never deloads. But yeah, Rich was the one who actually fixed my deadlift stance from the start, because I used to when I would pull conventional, I used to think that the heavier the weight got, my feet should go like wider and wider, and that opened up my grip even more and more and more. And so I remember one day he was watching me deadlift, and I started off with like 135 on the bar, and then my feet just kept moving out as the weights got heavier, and he's like, why do you do that? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you want to keep your stance as narrow as possible. He's like, even if anything, when you start getting heavier, you should narrow your stance. And that was like, I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Was that Rich?
Yeah. Like, I should have as wide a base as possible to be super sturdy. And he's like, trust me. And I fucking did it. Oh, man. Never look back. Never look back. One of the best pieces of powerlifting advice I've ever gotten. And I teach that now in the power level up lifting classes.
Level up?
Level up.
Yes.
Holla.
Yes. Holla. So, where do we go now? Okay, you met Keith. So that's kind of your your indoctrination into the powerlifting culture.
Oh man, yeah, especially from him. Golly, I was just like so honored to even be in his presence, and I made it a thing. Like every Monday morning, I went there just to make sure that I saw Keith. Like, I mean, I was still training like 4 times a week, but specifically Monday mornings at 9 a.m. I would go over there. I think he still does, because one of my other clients, she works out every now and then at Parkmore, and I think she still sees Rich and Sal at 9 a.m. on Monday.
So Keith doesn't go there?
Well, I mean, he's at Central now.
Oh, that's right. That makes sense. Oh, yeah.
He's got his own gym now.
If you're in the San Jose or Santa Clara, yeah, I can talk today. San Jose or Santa Clara area, in the Bay Area, go pay a visit to Central Strength. There's Keith. Keith will be lifting some heavy ass weight along with Zach Trahan. Hashtag, what was it? Trained by Trahan?
Coached by Trahan.
Coached by Trahan. And Carlo. And Carloob.
And Tom.
And Tom. Oh, Tom. Yeah. Tom's all sick. But yeah, go. If you guys want to get like a straight up crazy ass powerlifting gym, go check them out. But yeah, I'm like shouting everyone out today. It's good.
Hey. What's up, Mom?
Hey guys. Hey, dog. What was it? So now that you see, what do you think it is that it's growing? Like lifting and women lifting, and from your experience too, because when we take new prospects or new, like I said before, we have a lot of women coming in to just want to learn how to lift. And like, what's your perspective? Like, what is it, just because it's just more accepted for a women's point of view, or is just like, is it like a trend? Like, what do you think it is?
I think it's both. I think, when I was coming in powerlifting, there were a lot of more like old school female powerlifters who are out there right now. Kind of like, when Gracie was still competing, and Susan's still competing now, and Leo. They were big. Like, I used to watch their videos all the time, just be inspired. Like, this is fucking crazy. Like, these women they're just strong. Like, they don't fucking care. They just want to lift. And like, it's kind of a mental victory when you can go into a gym and you know what the fuck you're doing. Like, you can go to where the dumbbells are at or where the barbells are at. You know how to load the bar up, and then you fucking lift it. And I think that's already like, okay, I could do this. Okay, we're good. You know, and I think it's just like a confidence thing that you that's how you become even more strong, is because it really does start from within, and then it begins to radiate, because then you're like, oh shit, not only am I like mentally strong, that I'm capable in the gym, but I'm now physically strong because I'm training in this way. And I think as far as how it started getting bigger was it became more of a lifestyle thing. Like more powerlifting gyms started to pop up, and these like clothing brands were more about like athleisure.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, it was like you could just go out in your, you know, like leggings and stuff like that, and then like go straight to the gym. So if you had to run errands, you'd be wearing your gym clothes, and then you just go straight to the gym and like work out. I mean, that's what I do. That's
actually interesting you bring it up. Like, you think about it, we're talking about the 10 years stuff. Like, everyone's like talking about 10 years challenge, aging hasn't changed me. But if you're looking at 10 years back into how the strength community has grown, like, I mean, people only in the powerlifting community or the lifting community would know who Mark Bell was. Now everyone knows who Mark Bell is.
Yeah.
And you know, Louis Simmons, Westside Barbell, and Dave Spitz, and now everyone's getting into weightlifting, and it's like I think from the last 10 years, I can contribute that to how CrossFit made it popular to put barbell in everyone's hands. And then after that, I think what also happened was, because I started training at X-Body Fitness that was owned by Judd, and they converted into becoming a CrossFit gym, and I saw the exposure they had. And they had a lot of women, and that was like the first time I saw a lot of women like barbell training, and I'm like, oh, they're getting into CrossFit, okay. And I think with that kind of evolved into like they wanted to get better at other certain lifts. Like, I want to learn how to do this, I want to learn how to do that. And that's pretty crazy how like you brought up like the athleisure stuff, because now looking back in 2007, 8, when I was like just training out of that, like paying rent and training people, athleisure wasn't really a thing. People just wore Nike or Adidas or Under Armour. That was like the three things you'd wear: Under Armour, Adidas, Nike. And then you fast forward to now, it's like Lululemon. I mean, shit, I just bought pants from them, and I swear against Lululemon. Like, I did not like Lululemon. Like, I was like, that's stupid. That's only for the wannabe cool people. Whatever. You know, I'm a real trainer. I'll wear just black pants. And then our business partner, our other business partner, Mike, was like, don't be a hater. Just try it. I'm like, fine, whatever. So I was by a Lululemon store. I just decided to walk in. And I took the pants, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take these pants. And they're like very expensive. And I'm like, I'm only going to buy them if I could squat really well with them. And I squatted, and I never turned back, and I bought them. Because it was like, dude, it felt hella good. I was like, fuck, I'm going to eat my own words. But now it's like, now you have going back to what we were talking about, like seeing other people now launching their own clothing brands into like athleisure and clothing brands for specifically fitness stuff is a big thing. And I'm sure you've seen ads, and I'm sure you know someone, a friend who's launching their own apparel company.
Ren 2.0.
What?
Ren 2.0.
Oh yeah, Ren 2.0 and that it now there's a lot more products in that. And I really feel like that's been influenced by that women demographic, because women are the big buyers of retail. And you think men are like, man, we buy stuff, but we only buy like stuff once, when that's it. Like women will buy a lot of things.
Like I love pants that I can get in multiple colors. So if I get like one design in multiple colors, it's just because like, okay, I can wear these burgundy color pants like with so many other things to make it look like not just yoga pants or like leggings. Like they look like really nice pants to wear with boots or something like that.
See, guys don't think like that. I don't think we don't. We just like, I'm gonna use that for working out. That's it.
If I can squat them, I'm okay.
And I'm fine. That's it. But like that's I think like because of that, because a lot of businesses saw that, a lot of brands saw that women were buying these like athleisure type related stuff, a lot of stuff gravitated and shifted in that direction. That's why you see what you see. And I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, that's just pretty awesome. Like thinking about 10 years, you just made me like go on a fucking tangent.
Just for today, I would love to shout out Kalena Sparkling Coconut Water with Pineapple, who's providing me with a very moist mouth today.
And we're back. Okay. I'll edit this post. It's stupid. But anyways, well, we're making some good time here.
That's why I do think that more women are getting into it. Plus, there's, I think, just outside of the scope of the gym, the idea of equity is starting to become a big buzzword that's trending right now.
Equity?
A lot of schools are moving towards it, where it's meeting someone at their needs. So for like institutions, kind of like schools, for them to be an equitable institution, they should meet the students at their own needs. So there's a lot of work that's being done to build more awareness about, like, it's not just about like race discrimination anymore. There's so many other intersectionalities of who people are, where it talks about like sexual orientation, gender, and social construction. This is gonna go on a very let's not talk about that on this podcast. But let me just say that I feel like you know, because more people are not just coming out to say that, you know, they're like, you know, not like you're coming out of the closet, but you're starting to express like who you really are, and know that there's not just a dichotomy between men and women anymore. Like, there's so much more to society, to the world. But I think that is just empowering more people in general, and women are feeling more empowered in that same fashion.
To lift some heavy ass weight.
Yeah.
Lift some heavy ass weight. So what would you tell the women of our audience who are, you know, because there's them, they're out there, like they want to start lifting weight, but they don't know, and they still sometimes, I mean, you believe it or not, there are people who still think, you know, oh, lifting's bad for women and they're gonna get too bulky, and then there's even that thought process of like, muscle's bad for women because, you know, I don't want to look too big, I don't want to look too masculine. Or, you know, what would you tell that person that woman who's on the fence of like going into the world of just lifting, just strength training? What would you tell them?
Find somebody, find a buddy, right? So we have accountability buddies. Find a buddy.
Accountability buddy. Hey, buddy.
Find a buddy that is interested in doing it with you.
What if they don't have any buddies?
Then to go and find a coach.
We'll be your buddy.
Yeah.
Just listen to us.
No, like, I honestly think that if be inspired by something and then stay inspired. So, you know, like, research maybe something that you want to do. Maybe you are interested in something like powerlifting or Olympic weightlifting, and see what's around you. So use your community, find out what's out there for you, and
meetups.
Like, yeah, you know, and then like take a class or find a coach, find someone who's knowledgeable.
Do like a free trial at your local gym.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're really cool, like find the ones that are highly rated in Google, Yelp. If they're really cool, and I'm not just talking about us in San Jose, I'm just talking about like any type, like if you're listening in Austin, Texas, in Ontario, Canada, Australia, the UK, like find a reputable gym and just try one class. I mean, if they're really cool people, because in the strength and conditioning industry, in the gym industry, you know, the gym industry, you know, we pride, well, the ones who are really good at what they're doing, like they're killing it in the gym. They don't really try to sell you in the first day. Like they just want to see what you're doing, and they want to see what they can do to help you. So there's a train. Be open to that. Like try one class or do a free trial and see how it jives with you. Try other gyms, try other coaches. Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Yeah, I wouldn't, like, if you really want to do it, I would not just ponder the idea. You know, take some action on something that you really want to do, because if you try it and you fucking hate it, you absolutely hate it, then you know you need to pivot, you know, shift some things around. You either maybe need to find a new gym or, you know, a different kind of community or something like that. But you can always change that environment around you. But if you just don't do anything about it, then you're not going to make anything happen. It's just going to be like, oh, I kind of want to do this. I kind of wish I could. But take some action on it. Like, actually do something.
Do it now.
Yeah.
Ow.
That's the only way.
That's very good. Okay. let's shift on to martial arts.
Ooh.
She brought up the martial arts. So what did you want to talk about, Miss West Coast Taekwondo?
Oh God. Okay.
Shout out to
West Coast Taekwondo.
Ernie Reyes,
Okay.
senior and junior, and what was it? I don't want to say it wrong.
Quadranim
Tony.
Quadranim Tony Thompson.
And then Ernie Reyes Jr. is
He's a quadranim also.
Quadranim. Yeah. And then senior is like
once you're up there,
master.
Yeah, you're pretty much a quadranim too.
Oh, quadranim. Senior. If you guys grew up in the Bay Area, you guys would know who they are.
God, they're like the Shane Company.
They're like the West Coast. They're like they were the brand name of Taekwondo, man. Like in one way, shape, or form, if you grew up around here, you did some type of Taekwondo class.
Yeah.
I think that dude, they were like
Taekwondo was like CrossFit back in the day. It was like your kid signed up for Taekwondo, man. Like,
how's it like CrossFit back in the day?
because I think that was like the thing. Like everybody was like, oh, we're gonna sign up for CrossFit or at least like try it out or something like that. Like a lot of parents just like signed up their kids for Taekwondo. It was the thing to do,
then you go in the black belt club.
Yeah. Oh man. I think more so was kind of, I guess how we train, because I know that being involved in the kind of martial arts that I was involved in shaped the way that I train and the way that I coach.
I can see that.
It was super, super militant, I guess I'll put it that way. But that's how I learned my discipline. It was always like never show them that you were tired. So even if we had just finished doing like running hella miles and doing hella push-ups and a shitload of conditioning, it was like never show them you're tired. So, anytime they had you do something, you hit stuff with aggression and you had to just move as solid as you could. It's really hard to explain unless you actually see it in action, but it's like there's just this switch that goes off in your brain where you're like, okay, I'm in the zone. Like nothing is going to faze me right now. And it was crazy because I took that into my training with me, and I can tell like it was like I could do anything. It was like my Superman moment. Like I could literally do anything when I was in the zone. And then once you flip that switch off and you're like, okay, I can chill now, then you just kind of relax. But coaching, I was the same way. I was a really tough coach. I think I still am. I don't know.
So do you kick your students now? Do you?
No.
We do not unravel our training secrets on this channel. I do not concur.
No one said anything.
I have
about
no idea what you're
kick.
talking about.
No one said anything.
I do not
about
recall
kick.
any event that you may have been aware about.
No. Everybody signs waivers, anyways. So,
everyone signs waivers, anyways.
I'm just kidding. But no, I think that it's definitely like shaped my coaching style. Like I'm a very strict coach. I know how to adapt to the audience, like whoever members are here. Yeah, I can do that. I find that I am very adaptable with that.
Assimilate.
I'm very loud. I always like bringing energy, and that was the one. Energy! No one's going to understand.
It's just me, Kilo, who does it. Or whoever's in Taekwondo, whoever was in West Coast Taekwondo. There's a thing in class where, like, when all the kids do something, and then the instructor goes, energy, and then all the kids have to, like, clap and go, yeah, we have to give, give energy, like, high-five each other. So, like, every time we're in the gym, we're, like, teaching where the flow is going, and then me and Kilo would just look at each other and be like, energy, and then we'll just, both of us will just start clapping, and then the rest of the staff would just look at us like,
what the fuck?
What are you guys doing? Like, you guys are crack? Like, oh, no, it's just a thing. So, if you ever feel down and out, you kind of feel low. If you feel like you're at a low point right now, if you're commuting, if you're just kind of like down, just like think in your head, energy, and then just start clapping. I know it. You'll feel better about yourself. Other people think you're weird, but fuck them. Fuck them.
It's so good. And for any of the members, if you guys come into the gym and Austin and I, or one or the other, if we're here and you yell out energy,
we'll clap.
I will start clapping. I'll come over and fucking high five you. If I'm taking a shit in the bathroom, I will come out and just like high five you real quick.
Wait, please wipe before you do that.
I run out like this.
I will just walk out mid shit and give you a high five. That is how committed I am to you.
I mean, come on, guys. But I think that's it. That was one really good way that we built a lot of camaraderie. Was like, you know, you always had to look after the team, because even though in Taekwondo, like for sparring matches or when we go to tournaments and we'd have to we compete in our forms, it was very it was very individual. But training, you were very rarely were you training by yourself. You were constantly training with other people in a class. And
so it's a great way to like improve your social.
Oh my God, yeah.
If you're like, if you have social issues, or you know, it's hard to hang out with people and you just want to kind of try, I think martial arts is good.
And I mean, they end up being the people who are gonna pick you up. You know, if they see you struggling with something, they're gonna be one of the first people over there to remind you that, you know, you can fucking do it, or hey, you better do it. Because that was the other thing. It wasn't just like, oh my gosh, partner, like let me help you up, let's do this together. It was like, if you don't fucking do this, you're gonna cause us 50 push-ups, and I'm gonna fucking hate you. And like, so, you know, it was just kind of a way to, they were your accountability buddies. Like they kept you accountable, and you kept
accountability buddies.
Yeah, you did the same thing for them. So
Buddy
I think
system.
that's kind of how training in martial arts helped me like get ready for competitions when I had to compete in powerlifting, and most recently at our weightlifting competition that we did.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
In the Smatch and Cleanenberg.
Smatch and Cleanenberg. We were like going over, we had a meeting before this and we were talking about like other classes, and I started mispronouncing their names.
No, you didn't mispronounce them. You misspelled them. He was typing them out. He was typing out fundamentals, but he put fundemptals.
Fundemptals. Today we'll learn about fundemptals. I'm a coach. Like shit.
Weightlifting fundemptals.
God damn it, Austin.
Yeah. So, but it's so if you ever wonder why I'm always so loud and have, you know, the voice that I have, like literally the voice that I have, and why I get so hard on people and I'm strict about like the little things, I like to nitpick and stuff like that, it comes from the martial arts background.
I thought someone was trying to come through the door.
I know, I heard that too.
I was like, we don't have lunch class today. It's Monday. It's Monday. We have no lunch class today. That's funny. I love that martial arts tangent.
Yeah.
Do you think that lifting weights slows you down in martial arts? Because there's that common knowledge, that common belief from what my experience of a lot of people who are in the fighting game. They're like, oh, if you lift too much weight, you're gonna get slow.
I think it kind of depends on what your goal is with lifting weights, because you can still lift weight and increase your power, which is
power.
Yeah, your strength and your speed. And when we were in training, our instructor always used to tell us that speed equals power. So when you were kicking something like that much faster, it made you that much more powerful. And it's true, because like if you lift weights the same way, things are just going to feel really heavy. They're going to move slow. So if you're trying to bench and you're only concentrating on like trying to move the weight versus trying to have some speed under the bar, it's going to feel heavier and slower. So if you're trying to kick or punch somebody and my punch is coming at you like this, I'm going to get knocked out before anything else. So, you know, you always had to focus on being quick. So I think if you were lifting weights the same way, then it shouldn't slow you down. I didn't lift weights when I was in martial arts, because I started when I was like 5. I didn't even know what like a barbell was back in the day. I was like,
what's that?
Yeah, what's up?
Is that a snack?
Is that a kind of Barbie?
Barbies, barbell and Barbies.
But
Barbell and Barbies. Would you buy that shirt?
No, I don't think so. I would not.
I think someone made that. There's like, if you guys noticed that we were just talking about clothing lines too. Like people are like, was it deadlifts and donuts now? And kilos and caffeine and kilos. And there's always these brands that just take a food and a gym equipment. So we can go like triceps and
tri-tip.
Tri-tip. Hey, triceps and tri-tip. That's hella good. Would you guys buy it? I'd buy it. Triceps and tri-tip. That sounds hella good right now. Mm-hmm. Very good.
The triceps sound enticing, yes.
Very good. Let's close this up. Let's wrap this up. I think we have a lot of good content for our listeners. Any last words, Kilo, before we move on to the next thing we need to do?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna start ending every podcast with a reference from a TV show, because some of you were kind of stumped at the last reference that I made. So.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
That's right.
Actually, someone did get it. Someone did guess it correctly. So good job to you, Jeff Pasqua. I'm gonna shout out you.
Jeff Pasqua.
Because you helped me try to peel a boiled egg. Okay, I still can't peel a boiled egg, but
my client Tim said you need to boil your egg in a lot of salt and vinegar, and then it'll help like remove that membrane. It'll be easier for you to peel. I think that's a common thing with chefs.
So
chefs like a cooking thing. I don't know.
Only by the most exclusive
Michelin star chefs.
But so I boil the water and then put vinegar.
You put vinegar and put salt.
In the boiling water. It doesn't
It doesn't taste salty.
Seriously?
Try it.
I wonder if fish sauce and soy sauce would work and shit like that.
I mean, sure. Anything salty, I guess.
I'm just getting hungry now.
We're actually now you just made me think about it. You just reminded me. We're actually gonna bring an actual chef on this channel, because I actually went to his name's Daryl, and he's a chef for Raw ASF, the Superfood Cafe, and he really wanted to. He asked me, he's like, I heard about your podcast, can I come on board? And I'm like, dude, yeah. I was like, so we're gonna talk. I don't know what we're gonna be talking about yet, but something about food, and we may even turn it into like a cooking episode where one of our actual camera guy, Adrian, aka Mango, would actually film us cooking something for you guys, and we'll actually have all the recipes in the show notes about like cooking healthy foods or whatever. So if you want to learn how to cook something awesome, vegan based or plant based or meat based or whatever based, space based, let us know. Comment, add into our Facebook group. It's on the show notes. Nerd Down Workout Squad on the Facebook group. Anything else, Kilo?
I'll be in the background of that cooking show because I need to try everything. Obviously, I need to taste it. I'm quality assurance around here, guys.
Quality assurance.
So that's the one thing that they wrote into my contract was being a co-owner and GM was also quality assurance. So anytime that we have any new stuff, I have to be able to try it. So if
remember about food.
So, I mean, it encompasses all things gym, right? So if you're gonna have something in the gym, then it's so true. It's very, very true. Twinkle, twinkle, little true. It's very true. But I guess since we kind of already brought up the topic of it, I will just say, pivot.
Where's that from?
Let me know
Comment.
where it's from.
Subscribe to our channel. Like us, review us. Please, on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Google Podcasts, on Spotify. You can listen to us all there. Yeah, I think that's about it.
That's it.
Like, subscribe, and do all the things. And
All
don't
the
forget
things.
to click that alert button.
Click the bell.
But yeah, it would help us out a lot. And if you have any more ideas or any more things you guys want to listen to and hear out on the next episode, just let us know. This is Coach Austin and
Coach Kayla
from Hyper Strength and Conditioning with your Nerd Out and Workout.
This can, guys. I can feel the sugar. 20 grams of sugar.
And now you're out. All right, see you guys later.
Bye.
Late.